Did I just ruin everything by jumping in with that other one?
What's up and welcome to Champions of Lore, a show about all the kick-ass stories behind some of Idle Champions' coolest campaigns and characters. Every Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time here on twitch.tv/CNE Games, or later on your favorite podcast service, B-Dave Walters and Erin M talk about all the Idle Champions lore that's fun to know about. If you're with us live in the chat, you can leave a question that I, Treavor Bettis, your new community manager, will ask them later in the show. But until then, Erin, B-Dave, take it away.
Hi, I'm Erin M. Evans. I'm the writer of the Brimstone Angels saga, a 6-book series set in the Forgotten Realms that features 3 of your favorite Idle Champions, Brita, Havilar, and Mehen. I also play Celia on Dungeon Scrawlers.
B-Dave Walters, I say words about things. I'm having the most LA week ever because we just did D&D Live this past week, and then I've been in writers' rooms from 8 a.m. to 11 every day on another project. So it literally just came in with 5 minutes to spare on this one. So hey, living the dream, y'all.
We appreciate your face.
It's almost like you could use a spell that would let you get something like extra time.
Interesting. Maybe we might have to go over that. So today we are talking about the deck of many things and the wish spell, because if you do not know, Ellywick Tumblestrum is coming to Idle Champions today at noon. Not now. Don't go check right now. Well, unless you're listening in the future or watching in the future, then she's there. But if you're live right now, you understand what I'm talking about. I need a wish spell to explain things. So in Ellywick's backstory, she got to pull from the deck of many things, and she pulled the card that allowed her to use the wish spell, and she wished to become the greatest bard in the multiverse. And so she was. And so we thought it'd be fun to talk about those two things because they're pretty iconic in D&D. I mean, one of them is a legendary magic item. The other one is one of the highest level spells you can do. And there it is. There it is. Audio listeners are missing out. Deck of many things has appeared.
They're iconic and they're chaotic.
Yeah.
It's definitely like something's going to happen, but you don't
like
know
us.
what.
Again, I tell everybody every time, unilaterally positive things.
Oh, don't put them away. Don't put them away. I think the way that we should do this is shuffle it up. We're gonna pull from the deck, and then we'll talk about
what happened.
So yeah, so we'll get to wish when we get to. I'm gonna laugh so hard if wish is the first card.
That would be great.
You know, yeah.
I will throw out. There's like a tiny bit of specifically Forgotten Realms lore for the deck of many things, because we talked about Netheril.
Yeah.
And so in Forgotten Realms, in that setting, the deck of many things is an artifact from Netheril. But it started out as decks for a card game. But then, everything went kind of sideways, and there's all this loose magic, and it slowly became imbued with it. So now it does stuff.
I think I read that they called it the decks of hazards,
That was
and I really love that. And it was specifically described as a deck building game, and I'm just like, man, they were really getting in on those future board gaming trends early.
Netheril, full of hipsters. They did it before it was cool.
You know, I must tell you, having invented the deck of many things was the missing piece of the puzzle of why Netheril collapsed, to tell you the truth. Yeah, if you ever, if you've watched any of my charity games, the deck of many things is a mainstay there of where people can donate to have people draw from the deck. Because, yeah, there's shall we say, a spectrum of possible results in here.
I was gonna say, have you guys ever had the deck of many things come up in a game and had a character draw from it?
Oh yeah,
I haven't yet.
One of my all-time favorite memories This was during my Patreon campaign, which was a level 20 like Planescape Spelljammer crossover.
Yeah.
And this takes a little bit of explaining, but one of the characters, his whole family was dead, and he didn't know why his family was dead. And through some time travel and shenanigans, he went back in time to the day that they all died to stop them.
Oh.
And he sees basically this, I don't need to get into too terrible detail, but this, this Grand Inquisitor person comes and kills everybody. And he manages to save his little brother. Turns out, plot twist, the Grand Inquisitor is the little brother from the future, because of course he is. Dun, dun, dun.
I love it.
So his character's whole trajectory becomes, don't make sure my little brother does not grow up to become that guy, because he basically was Ronan the Accuser, that it's like, I'm here to cleanse you because you shouldn't be. It wasn't evil. In fact, it was in excess of law. Like, he's lawful neutral. He's like, I will not make my little brother he will not become that person. So a few sessions later, they're on the deck of their Spelljammer ship, and they had access to the deck of many things. And there's a character who's chaotic neutral, and he's like, hey kid, draw 3. And so of course I had the kid do it.
Yeah.
And the 3 cards were the instant alignment change.
Oh my God.
Gain a sentient magic item, which was the sword he had. And it was and it was one in the sword, because I gave him the sword of Bahamut, which also changes your personality. It makes you a little fanatical. And there was also become gain levels in fighter. So literally, these 3 random cards turn the kid into the villain. We already knew the kid was going to be, and I did not do it. It literally fate.
Nice.
Was like, the boy becomes Judge Dredd. I don't know what to tell you. This is what is meant to come to pass.
I just
and
imagine
everybody,
this child with this giant sword of Bahamut. I am the law.
yeah, basically that's what happened. And of course, the other friend is like, oh no. Yeah, it was. I could not have scripted it better. It was
Nice.
perfect.
That's amazing. Yeah, no, I've never had a group pull from the deck of many things, but after all of this, after looking into everything, I'm like, oh, I'm putting that in sometime soon, because I know which party member, and you know which one you are too, would totally pull from it.
I've only had parties do it where either I would in the session 0 of Dungeons Scrawlers, there was a deck of many things, and Cecilia wasn't there. I do think Cecilia is more like, you should draw from the deck of many things, and I'm gonna watch, more than doing it herself. But she might have. And the other time, I was the paladin that was kind of the mom characters trying to keep everybody on the straight and narrow. So I did not get to. I was not the person that was gonna pull.
Yeah,
but they're very entertaining to watch, even if you don't do it. And I don't know. Someday it will line up. It'll have the character that will totally draw from the deck of many things.
7 days ago, exactly 7 days ago, I ran a game for Tanya DePass, Bria Iyengar, Travis McElroy, Amy Dolan, Charlene Bayer, and I feel like I'm forgetting someone, and I apologize that we did
Travis
for waiver rape. No, I said Travis.
Okay.
Yeah. I am forgetting somebody. Whoever it is I'm forgetting, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. But yeah, we did a game for Waiver Rape Crisis Center, and we raised like 17 grand for them. And the deck of many things feature. Oh, Satine Phoenix. She was the other one.
Yeah.
Aha.
Features prominently. Yeah, so the VOD for that is up. I think it's on.
I've watched a couple of your games where you have the deck there for the donation thing. And my favorite one is like, all right, you're going to pull from it. All right, we'll get to that later. That's my favorite one, because everyone's like, what does that mean?
There's so many, and it's not always something bad. It's like, no, we're gonna, I'm gonna come back. But you're right, man. It is a major hook where you're like, we'll come to that at a dramatically appropriate moment. And there's a very short list of them in here that work in a campaign, but in a one shot are just mean. You know what I mean? Like that. It's like Erin made a point in a podcast we were recording recently, that it was the difference. What did you say? It was the difference between joking with someone and being mean, or there was like the difference
between delighting them with a magic trick and playing a prank on them.
Yeah.
Yes, a difference between a magic trick versus a prank. Exactly. some of these are pranks. Some of these are like, no, okay, wait, hang on. Okay, not that. But most of them.
I realized too
Delightful.
that like we've launched into why this is cool, but we didn't actually talk about what it is. It's,
Yeah,
it's a deck of cards.
Oh, yeah.
That you get to choose how many are you going to draw, and when you draw, there is a magical effect. Some of them are benefits. Some of them are, let's say, challenges. Some of them are just they're pranks.
It's
So
the history
choose-
eraser button. Maybe something bad, maybe something good. I
Mhm.
guess we'll never know.
Should we
Mhm.
start drawing them and go over what they do?
Then let's do it. So ladies first. So just
All right.
first tell me when to stop shuffling.
Okay, stop.
And do you want to cut or off the top?
Off the top.
All right.
What am I
We
up
got-
for? What is that one?
Legit, it's the game 1d4 wishes.
What a wonderful place to start! The deck of many things.
Yep.
The
The
moon.
moon, according to this, says they gain the ability to cast the powerful wish spell in 1 to 3 instances.
Hey,
Hey,
right.
I rolled the 4. There it is.
Oh my
there
gosh,
it is.
Aaron
3
got
wishes
multiple
for
wish
me.
spells.
Yep.
Oh.
Wish is is a hell of a spell.
Might as well talk about wish. Now.
Yeah,
I know
let's get
'cause,
into it.
Fate
Fate.
decided. We're talking about you all saw me. You all saw me shuffle. You know what I mean? That's what happened.
What?
So I come from the old school with
Oh,
Wish,
God, yeah.
All right. What's the old
Where-
school with Wish?
where it was the Twilight Zone monkey paw, where it would literally do anything, but it would do exactly what you asked for.
Mhm.
So this again, I've said many times, OG D&D, like second edition D&D, was definitely semi-adversarial with the DM. Like
Yes.
you definitely were at odds with the dungeon master, and they were trying to kill you, and you were trying to survive. So if you got to the point that you could cast a wish, which playing from beginning to end was very difficult, but magically there were a few ways to get to it. It very much, the spirit of it was you asked for whatever you want, and that's what happened. But the DM was supposed to take it as most literally
Yup.
as they possibly could.
There-
The type of stuff where it's like, oh, well, I want to live forever. Well, you didn't wish for eternal youth, that sort of thing.
There's a great video you can go see on YouTube with Todd Kenner talking to Jeremy Crawford about the wish spell, and there's some great stories exchanged there. One of which, Todd, you're a monster.
I don't even know the story, and the answer is yes. Yeah. Yeah.
You're the best, but also god dang. But no, one of them that Jeremy told was like, someone was like, "Oh, I miss my husband's face. I just want my husband back," and a portrait appeared of her husband.
See, I'd have brought back
See,
the
that
zombie
feels
of the
like a
husband
prank.
personally. So, well, yes, it was.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening is you would write out the wish. Like the game stopped. The group got together and essentially wrote wish as a contract, basically.
They all became
And they'd
lawyers.
be long. They'd be like a page. Of like writing, and you had to make the wish and try and account for all the things. As I told you famously in my World of Darkness campaign, it wasn't D&D, but they got a wish that functioned the exact same way. My group took 6 weeks to word a wish.
Oh my
To
God.
undo the big
Dedication.
bad. And to their credit, they got me, because man, I was looking, I was banging on it. I was like, if you've forgotten anything, I will get you. Yeah, that was currently in fifth edition. Wish just sort of, because there used to be 2 spells. There used to be Wish and Miracle.
Mm-hmm.
There was Wish is what the wizards could do, Miracle's what the clerics could do, and they were both very powerful. But Miracle was supposed to more approximate an act of a god.
Yeah.
Which has kind of been replaced by divine intervention. Now Wish is very strong. It can just like duplicate any other spell, but I feel like it's been completely defanged. I'm like, I don't need to duplicate another spell. I got other spells. No, let Wish be Wish, man. So yeah.
By the way, Herkwork, no, we're not talking about Greater Wish, because some of y'all gonna be like, Spelljammer confirmed. We're not getting into 10th level spells. No, thank you.
No.
But
Leave space for your DM to like allow non-spell things, but they do really punish you if you go off the book.
yes.
including the possibility you can never ever cast wish again.
And Ixnay on the wishing for more wishes.
Yes.
So the simple answer is it is a spell that can do anything, but it is a spell that can do anything.
Yeah, like in 5th edition, one of the things that I saw talked about the most when I was looking up just history of the spell and everything was people saying that the majority of the time they've had players use it, they've just duplicated an 8th level or lower spell. But the thing,
I got 8th level spells.
but
Why
here's
would
the
I
thing
do
though,
that?
it's any spell. It's not just wizard. You could cast cleric spells or warlock spells or anything like that you might not have access to.
Old of you to assume that someone with access
Oh
to
yeah,
ninth
excuse me, I
level
forgot I was
wizard
talking to
spells
Freely.
requires anything else other than the god wizard. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, personally, if I ever got access to a wish spell, I would go for something wild, like just completely world altering and whatnot.
Will say currently divine intervention has a similar flavor
Yes.
of the old wish spell, but it's very much implied your god's not going to show up and screw you. I mean, I guess maybe if you like worship Umberly or Asmodeus or something, Tyr's not going to show up and be like, you wish to defeat your enemies, I've transported you 500 years into the future and they're all dead along with everyone you ever loved. Ha ha ha. Smoke bomb.
I've actually had divine intervention go off more times than I've ever had a wish spell happen.
Yeah.
Oh
I had
yeah.
two in Dungeon Scrawlers. Both times it was successful.
Heck
Which
yeah.
is great.
Which is wild.
The cleric, yeah, right, because you have to roll under your level.
Yeah, you got to roll
right?
D100 and roll under your level. Yeah.
So the first time our dwarven cleric was being, he was about to be like mind controlled or murdered by Cecilia's evil father. And the rogue had bailed and run off. And he decided to try divine intervention, and it worked. So the dwarven mother goddess sent a massive earthquake. It was great, and it was very it did feel very divine intervention-y.
Mm-hmm.
The only time I've had access to a wish spell was the first time I ever did Extra Life with Wizards of the Coast, which was the first time I ever played Havilar, which was also the first time I ever played D&D in front of people. And I raised enough money that I got a wish spell. And it was so much pressure. I did not know what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because and then Rodney Thompson's character had this sort of tragic ending. And I was like, oh no, Havilar doesn't want him to die. Let's undo it. And they're like, you just ruined his whole character arc. Just trying to spend this stupid wish spell. It's too much pressure.
I get that.
But
Rodney.
I need to know.
Yeah.
Just right now.
Yeah.
What would Havilar wish for? She already got a box
What?
of infinite sandwiches, so I don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
see? Yeah, and that is one of the core traits of Havilar is the things she wants are always in her reach. She's not got big ideas.
She would wish for every chat book in the world
every chapter.
instantaneously.
She would wish to be suddenly giant enough to fight the Tarask one-on-one.
Yeah, 1v1 me, bro.
She would forget to specify that she needed to win because of course she'll win.
Yeah. What would Freely
Yeah.
wish for?
This is hilarious. I made this point last night on Heroes of the Plains. With all of my characters, with Victor on Vampire, I literally have just a multi-year Ventru mastermind plan. On this show, Todd always is like, well, what does Freely want? Is a very caring storyteller and DM. Want to make sure everybody gets their arc. Freely's a dog chasing a car, man. He just like Havilar, there's nothing beyond, there is no id there. He's just free from judgment. So I think if he had a wish, I think he'd keep it in his back pocket. Same thing till something went terrible, because he did once unleash an evil goddess to save Penelope, and Penelope undid it all by using a wish to reset time. So he's caught on to the fact that a wish is a do-over button. That's what he would. Yep.
I like that.
So
Great.
Yeah, hey, best card right
Yep.
out of the jump.
Ta-da!
There you
Can you
go.
draw another one? Trevor?
Right.
Trevor?
Okay.
You gonna see what fate has in store for you?
Stop.
Cut her off the top.
I would like to cut.
All right, cut.
And see, he's
Again,
cutting like a gentleman, not my friends who take the top card off and put it on the bottom in Magic. They're rude. All right, what'd I get?
That's burying the top card. Knight, you gain the service of a 4th level fighter.
Ooh.
Here's the joy of this though. Usually by the time, nowhere is it written that the deck of many things is exclusively a high level item, but for the most part, if you're gaining access to this, you're probably pretty far along in your adventures. So a 4th level fighter is literally expendable lad. Like he serves no purpose.
Lad.
Yeah. Serves no purpose except, to distract the beast once and die gloriously.
There you go. There you go.
All right, this will be one for me here.
Okay.
Here we go. We're doing it gentlemanly here. There you go. All right, stop there.
Someone said Sir Red Shirt.
Sir Red Shirt.
Yeah. Sir Red Shirt of Starfleetia. See, my heart hurts because the wishes have already sailed. Oh, nope. Bad.
What'd you get?
Idiot. Lose 1d4 plus 1 intelligence and draw again.
Oh my gosh.
Presuming this is freely, Ints already is dump stat, so this would be...
This is what...
Oh, this is important to note here, though, bringing that up. So most decks only have, I believe it is 13 cards, but the one that B-Dave is using there actually has the additional ones that bring it up to 22. So,
oh yes,
it says approximately 1/4 of all decks contain 22 cards, and those extra ones are mean.
This is
the 22 for sure.
When we did our session 0, this is the one that our rogue drew. So Sturge, our arcane trickster, has he has a sort of an ongoing quest to figure out what happened, because when his int dropped, it also erased some of his memories.
Oh no.
So
yeah,
this with the idiot, you draw again, and this actually is one of my favorite, the fates.
Ooh.
Where you avoid any situation of your choice once.
They gain the ability to undo the fabric of time and reality, completely erasing one event from their life as if it never happened.
So you can undraw the idiot card?
Hey,
yes, you can actually.
If I could think of that, yeah. I will tell you, this card featured very prominently in a very clutch move in that charity game last week, the Fates.
I just realized I actually heard a story from a friend a long time ago that those exact cards were pulled in that order, and they undid the idiot card.
Honestly, if that had come up right then, I probably would have undid getting access to the whole deck of mini. So which I was like, sorry, Sir Red Shirt. All right, we'll do one more. We'll do one more each, and then we'll talk about this more conceptually. So say when, Erin.
Okay, stop. And this time cut.
All right, and cut. Boom.
All right, what did I get?
Ooh, one of my favorites. Ruin. Immediately lose all wealth and property.
Oh my gosh. That's wild.
Yep. Havilar the beggar, starting from scratch.
It's not just lose, it says disappears.
It does say magical items were not affected in this manner. Does that mean they get into my sandwich box?
Because there's a different card is lose all your magic items.
As long as I've got my sandwich box.
Yeah, you got your sandwich box. You got the abracadabra. Yeah, right. Yeah. You lost all your chat books though. No. That's how the wish gets you. You know what I mean? It's not like you've got the infinite library and break your reading glasses. You get all the chat books, then you lose all your property. All right, here we go, Trevor.
Okay. Stop.
Cut her off the top.
I will not cut.
All right. Rogue, one of your friends turns against you. Done. I don't know. You probably can't make it out. He's been stabbed in the back repeatedly, and there's like a demon in the background. Yeah, it's like done.
That's
and this one, you don't know who it is.
Yeah,
right?
It's
you
just someone.
Somebody.
When this comes up, if it in the home games, I would just DM somebody that you're like, nope. But like on the streams, I'm kind of like, you know what? You realize this? He got you into this mess. It's all his fault. Yeah. All right, for me here we go.
I do like the idea that somebody draws that card and then just some random old guy sits up in a random town and is like, I must end them.
Yeah, right. It was him all along, you know? Just full Aaron Burr, man. Full Aaron
Oh
Burr.
my gosh.
I got lucky again. This is the other one of my other favorites.
Ooh, Vizier.
Vizier, which is know the solution to your next dilemma. Fate allows you to just nope out, like it just didn't happen. Vizier allows you to know what the solution is.
Wow.
Which is nice.
The wording on is within 1 year of drawing this card, they could ask a question in a state of meditation and receive an enlightening answer within their mind. Along with specific knowledge, they gained the wisdom to apply that information and, if necessary, solve a dilemma or crisis in their life. That's wild.
So let me just give you just the Cliff Notes versions of all of these. There's balance, which makes you change alignment instantly, like what happened to our young friend.
Well, hang on. We still got some time.
Oh, we got some time.
Yeah, we got time. We can keep doing this drawing thing. I like this method.
All right.
Ignore what he just said, listeners.
Yeah.
If I draw balance, we just have to just draw it again. Because you can choose more than one. You can say, I want to draw more.
You know, let's get spicy. How many cards would you like here?
I like this.
Let's go crazy. Let's draw 3.
Ooh, well, tell me when.
That's the number of the villains, apparently.
Stop.
Do you want just 3 in a row?
Yeah, do 3 in a row.
Here's the problem, dear listener. I would like to point out, we've kind of already drawn all the good ones. Yeah, there's 1 or 2 less terrible ones in here, but the real career enders are all still in the deck.
Real career enders.
Like the Void. Your body functions, but your soul is trapped elsewhere.
Oh!
How is that different from now?
A lot less sandwiches. Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
that is a dark one.
No. Do you want to give anything else because you have the longer right up there, Treavor, with the Void.
Specifically, your body is incapacitated. Your soul is transported into a random object located somewhere.
Somewhere, not
the location of the object was revealed to anyone nearby, and you cannot reverse it with a wish spell.
See, here, this is the thing about the deck of many. In many cases, they can completely alter the campaign.
Yeah.
Because you all kind of got to stop what you're doing and go find the cleric soul now.
Yeah.
Like whatever you had planned. Yeah.
That someone said very early on in the chat, it's the deck of campaign derailment, and I really loved that. But I like
deck of DM doesn't know what to do next.
Like,
come on,
I don't know. Like, I really do like. Sometimes when that stuff happens in my Pathfinder game, we had a very set, like, this is the bad guy, this is who we're going after, and then one of the characters got sent to another plane of existence, and we went, well, this is a detour now, and we are going on it, and we are getting them back, and it was awesome.
Yep.
Technically, if you draw a Void, you can't draw any more cards because I don't know why. But your soul's gone. Going. Yeah, your soul's gone. But so like your body. Is your body no longer? Oh, you see, your body is incapacitated. Got it. Okay.
I always played it like your body's there and your soul's not, especially in a one shot, because otherwise you're like you're just done playing. Sucks. Yeah. So,
what's next?
Unfortunately for you, Talons.
Oh no!
This is the one where you lose all your magic items.
Oh no!
Sandwich box!
I just imagine Havilar being like, "Well, I got my books, I lost my books, but at least I've got my sandwich box."
Every magic item in their possession disintegrates. That is a gut punch.
This is why you shouldn't play with the deck of many things.
Yep. Good news, you got more wishes though. Like there might be although you can't unwish the Void. You're screwed there. But your stuff you might be able to get back. Number 3, the Sun. You gain a beneficial medium wondrous item and 50,000 XP.
Well, hey.
Pending which level you're at, 50,000 is a lot,
Yeah.
I have had both of these
Ooh.
happen. I have had a person get the item and then draw to lose the item. I've also had people lose the item and immediately get something back. Those two seem to travel in pairs for some reason.
Question for the group here.
Mhm.
I know a lot of people do milestone XP or milestone leveling in their game. That's how I do it. How would you go about doing the 50,000 XP?
I also do exclusively milestone. What I have done, if you've seen any of those one shots when people end up as demigods later,
Mm-hmm.
that's usually why. Because there's a couple in here that overtly say gain a level.
Yeah.
And then there's others that give the experience. But some of them take experience away too, which can reduce a level, pending how evil you wish to be. Yeah. Hey, by the way, it's a pretty good looking difficulty class t-shirt you got there, buddy.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, all the cool kids listen to that podcast and guest on it on occasion. Say
You should
when,
check it
Trevor.
out.
Stop.
And then how many are you gonna
Yeah.
draw?
How many?
I'm going for 2.
2 off the top.
Let's
Clean
cut each time.
Okay. All right. We're gonna cut 1. And we're gonna
Oh God.
Oh yeah. We're gonna cut 2. Oh, that's a good one. Throne.
Hey.
Ooh.
You gain a +6 to your diplomacy plus a small castle.
I love that. I love those two things next to each other.
Lord Treavor
Lord.
There we go.
of Bettis.
Oh
You know?
man, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
It is.
Oh God, how bad is this gonna be though?
The best.
It does
The
special.
best.
I have to specify
yes.
your castle is full of monsters, so you have to go clear it out.
Yeah, see, I love that.
I mean, you would have anyway. Let's be honest. You would have anyway. However, Trevor,
Oh no.
you've drawn the very best card the whole entire deck.
Oh no.
What I was really hoping we were going to get at the entire time. Like super happy fun card. The Skull,
Oh no.
where you have to fight death.
Oh
be
God, I forgot
destroyed.
about this card.
You have to fight death. And here's the best part. Here's the best part. If anybody interferes in the game, in the fight, a second death appears and fights them. I did one of these with Todd and Megan Kenrick, and I don't remember who else was in that game. But through a series of unfortunate events, there ended up being 28 deaths on the field at one point. 28.
Good Lord.
Because the death was there and one person tried to help and there was 2 deaths, and then like somebody tried to fireball all the deaths and more deaths showed up. And yeah.
Oh my God.
You have to fight death 1v1. So if you ever see on Tanya DePass's Twitter, Cypher where she's deathbane, it's because she drew this and had to fight death, and she one-shot him because she crit on him with a smite. There you go.
Overlord put that into the chat. Just call on Celine and she can one-shot death.
Yep, there it is. Problem is she can't
I'm gonna
help
put that on my
you. She
business
can
cards.
one-shot her own death. Yeah.
Mm.
That's my favorite. Also, the extent to which death has been statted out has varied wildly in the different editions. In the old days, when death showed up, you probably were screwed. Like you probably couldn't take him. Yeah. That's there's varying levels of squishiness with death now. Depends on how hard you want to make the fight, really.
Mhm.
I'm done drawing because you got the skull. So that's
So you
this,
go down what we missed.
so there's balance, which change alignment instantly, like I said. Comet, the next monster you defeat gains you a level. Donjon, you're imprisoned. You physically are trapped somewhere.
Oh my
like
gosh.
your soul was
That
trapped
sounds-
with the void.
This is the flip.
Yeah, Donjon,
I-
you yeah.
I was gonna say, enjoy the next one is Uriah, because that's one of my. This is one of the lesser known Gorgons in Greek mythology, and I love that that's what they chose instead of being like it's Medusa again. So.
I'm glad you said that out loud, because that is not how I would have pronounced that word. Which is a -1 penalty on all saving throws henceforth.
Jesus.
Fates, we said, flames is enmity between you and an outsider. Like an outside, like, again, you had the other one where your friend turned on you. Now you've got one where an outsider is like, hey, you. Yeah. There's the Fool, which is lose 10,000 experience and you must draw again. Gem is gain your choice of 25 pieces of jewelry or 50 gems, which again, pending the jewelry or pending the gems, that could be really great or it could be really unremarkable. Idiot, we got Jester is gain 10,000 XP or 2 more draws from the deck.
Oh my gosh.
Key is gain a major magic weapon. Knight we said, Moon we said, Rogue we said, Ruin we said, Skull we said, Star is you immediately gain a +2 inherent bonus to 1 ability score. That can be huge. Because I think it lets you break the level 20 cap with that too. Yeah.
You can't break 24.
Yeah.
But you can.
It's like the barbarians. They can have the strength and con at 24. You could be like strong. Double strong. Sun and Talons, Thrones, Vizier, and Void. We all said the rest of them. So that's it. They're roughly analogous to the 22 trumps of a tarot deck. I think you caught on to that, but not 1-to-1. Not 1-to-1. But that's why there's 22 of them. Yeah. Also, don't play with the soft core 13 card deck that doesn't have the horrible things in it. That's the point. That is literally the magic of the deck of many things. Is the horrible stuff. That you're like, I got a new magic item to fight death with. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't help but feel like Kavalar would not count the skull as a bad one. It's like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna mark this off on my list.
I did see it looks like we've got a giveaway going on in chat right now. You've put in many things. Let's see, what is it for?
A deck of many things.
I mean, yeah, draw multiple times.
Yeah. It is it's for a chance to win a Bardic Inspiration shirt. That's gonna be going till 11:45. So
I was about to say you might get a chest code, you might get debilitating malware. Who knows? It's the deck of many things. Enter, bet you won't. Bet you're scared. Yeah.
Earlier, Herkwork said that they want the Terry Pratchett version of death to be the one that shows up.
Yep.
Hey, fantastic.
Nothing. It's your table. Death is how you say they are. You know.
That's true. I did just realize that one of the times that I used. There's only been one time that I've actually gotten to use the wish spell, and that was while I was controlling Alabaster Booty Clap. And yeah, I cast wish. I don't quite remember what it did. I just know that at some point during that level 20 big fight, he got banished and then came back in a giant kaiju form, but it was just him in a Hawaiian shirt and shorts with a straw hat on, and then he kept fighting them like video game style. I think the wish had something to do with that.
I mean, maybe. Yeah, or maybe it was the cocktails. I will say that one important part about Wish, and this is true to all my DMs, remember, you can weaponize these things. When you want a given creature to just have an ability to do literally whatever you want, Wish, because there's luck blades, there's rings of wishes, there's the card, there's many ways to gain access to this spell, and you're like, it just is what it is now. Sucks. Yeah, that can be. I mean, this one spell can be the inciting incident in your entire campaign. If somebody afflicts the world they live in, with something.
I also just really like the idea of it being part of a backstory. Like I love the fact that Ellywick has that as part of her backstory, that she became the greatest bard in the multiverse because she wished for it. But also
here's the problem. Sorry, finish your thought. I'm going to tell you how I would have adjudicated that.
Well, what I was going to say is I actually kind of like that for the DM side though with creatures, where something got turned into some powerful thing because something else used the wish spell on it to alter it. Like I had a oh no, that wasn't the wish spell, but I like the idea of an excuse for something being ridiculously OP is that it or something else used the wish spell for it.
The way I would have adjudicated that, by the way, when she wished to become the most powerful bard in the multiverse, is I would have erased all the other bards in the multiverse. Yeah, like now there's no bards.
Is brutal.
Yep.
These are tonally different games. A wish spell that makes a giant Halaster Black Cloak / Alabaster Booty Clap in a Hawaiian shirt in a game that commits magical genocide.
Yep. Or at least maybe they just all lose their powers. I may or may not wake them out of existence.
They all just kind of go, ugh, the struggle to be an independent artist is exhausting. I'm going to go become an accountant.
They all become accountants. Yeah. I feel so bad for accountants too, because anytime we ever need the quintessential I gave up on my dreams and got a boring job, everyone always picks accountant.
It's steady.
10 out of 10 times.
Hey,
everybody like they're it's a needed job.
That is one reason. Do I have it? That's one reason I love the Acquisitions Incorporated book. Is that there's stuff in there to become an adventuring accountant because they're a corporation. Like you can what's it called? I think Walnut is a documancer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like here is a tiefling holding
An abacus.
an abacus. Yeah. I love that stuff from that book. I think that's great. Turning an accountant into a fantastic fantasy character.
You talked about the wish spell having been used to modify something. I can't remember the name of it, but in 3rd edition, there's a reptilian species, and they can modify other creatures. Like that's the thing they can do. They can you can physically change things. In the old pun thing, which I don't have to go too far into. If you remember pun or you don't. Yeah. It was just an obscenely powerful character that was rules legal that you could do.
Okay.
Which actually I did do. With my plainer shepherd with the saint template that had taken the vows of peace, poverty, and nonviolence, essentially was pun. I legit have won D&D in my life that I was so unbeatable and so powerful that I was like, well, this actually is not enjoyable, so I'm going to retire this character. I just want the record to show. People like, you can't win D&D. I'm like, oh yeah, you can. You can. Not that you necessarily should, but you can. But part of the pun play was you had to get to the point that you could wild shape into that thing, and then you had to have a druid companion because druids had pets then, and you had to turn it into one of those things because it could wild shape with you. It wild shaped into the reptile, and then it would give you powers, and that was the trade-off. That you and your pet were like kaijuing each other, essentially. And there was, it was rules legal. Again, it was very much the letter and absolutely not the spirit of the rules.
What edition was that?
Oh, 3.5.
Oh,
3.5.
Of course it was. That sounds exactly like 3.5.
that was the high and dare I say low watermark of 3.5 was pun. Yeah. You Google it, kids. Yeah.
Speaking of editions, I do think it's worth noting that the Deck of Many Things, it looks like, wasn't around until 3rd edition, while the Wish spell was there from 1st. At least that is what the information I am seeing says.
You know, it all, those were halcyon and bygone times. So like Wish, I very much remember for the old days, and I thought the Deck of Many was there, but I mean, I guess I was of a comparable age. So
I'm sure there's someone in chat who would correct me on that.
I mean, you just read it on the internet; it must be true.
It says someone says Bonker says Deck of Many Things is in Advanced D&D DM's Guide. Okay. And people are remembering it being in 2nd edition. Well, then the wiki article I'm looking at is wrong, and you've proven the wiki wrong. As you know, everyone's goal is to do.
I've said many times, I got too many editions of this game floating around in my mind, so I remember when there was a time before bards. So yeah, if you just
sounds
told
like a dark
me,
time.
Is it after the second wish spell?
It was after the second wish spell. That's why I remember a time without bards. Yeah, right.
I love that. Okay, let's go ahead and check in and see what chat has been up to. Let's see. Cassius335 says, question, what's the best way to befriend or repfriend what is a lycanthrope during a full moon? I don't know. Is this a reference to something?
That's last night's Heroes of the Plains. Whittle is apparently a werewolf. It's been heavily implied. And the full moon hit, and she did a rar. And we're all like, Like, is this good for us or bad for us? You know, like that's the cliffhanger. You know what I mean? Like she hulks out for the first time, and we're like, so,
I can tell you what my group did,
Interesting.
because in Curse of Strahd, one of the players got bit by a werewolf and started to turn during an inopportune time. One of them took a dream pie out of their bag and shoved it down their throat, and they passed out.
They just B.A.
Gotcha.
Baracus, the werewolf.
They did.
Yeah.
Let's
feed her some chickens.
yes.
Keep her distracted. Find a
Well,
ball to throw.
Well, Adam's character, Briv Steelmarrow, was disappointed that he didn't get bitten and didn't get lycanthropy. So he's kind of like, I got another shot at it now. So there you go. Like, we might be heroes of the lycanthropy after this, honestly. Like it's
I would love that.
I feel like Freely should become a werewolf, but not get any bigger. He should be like a 5'4" werewolf.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Tiny werewolf.
This
Yeah.
is one thing, like in our campaign, we have Lithari elves, which are sort of elves that can turn into a wolf, but it's very like, it's not Hulk out werewolf. You
Yeah.
don't have to keep an eye on the moon. It's just a thing. And
Right.
that's fine and it's fun, but I kind of like the idea of like, oh no, I have to keep an eye on the moon because then I'm gonna turn into a monster. That's more exciting.
Well, you know, in the Black Dice
That's okay. I got enough
Society,
exciting things to
the
do.
full moon hadn't hit yet. Desmond is so sure that he's gonna be all right, and we're like, I don't know, dude. We'll find out.
Overlord in the chat says, Orkira does not want to become a werewolf. She's already been altered enough.
That is true. Well, but hear me out though. It was garbage when you were made out of snow. Now you'd be made out of wolf.
Oh,
I mean,
my
I'm just
God.
saying it's not. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying yes. I'm just saying think about it. I'm just saying think about it, Orkira. I mean, like there might be opportunities for us.
I do not know how to say his name. I'm gonna say it's I don't ALFAKR with numbers. Apologies. Question: when you DM, what is the proper level to introduce the deck? Any. Do it.
Yeah.
Level 1.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is no wrong way.
Yeah.
Because if you
Session 0,
heard-
guys. Like I said, session
Yes.
0.
Well, if you heard, for the most part, the effects are fairly conceptual.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, obviously, the one that's like gain 50,000 XP, you got to look. If you gain 50,000 XP, is that going to put that person 5 levels ahead of
Yeah.
everybody else? That might be bad.
So I will say that card also got drawn in that session by the Paladin, who is no longer with our group, but who started out. And what he did was he said, DM, could I split this amongst, I think it was the Paladin that drew it, but can I split it amongst the party? So we all end up being like level 3, which is not what that is technically for, but I thought it was a good
Yeah.
workaround for
I
the
like
fact
that.
that it was like, you know, if we start this game and everybody's level 1, but not him,
Yeah.
he's not gonna have fun. We're not gonna have fun. So you rip the card into 6 pieces and it works.
I love it. Also, I
You
was
know,
corrected in
but
the chat.
see-
It's Alpha Cruel who posted that. Sorry about that.
See, my mind immediately went to you get a death and you get a death and everybody gets a death. Yeah, so you can scale them appropriately.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you bond. You get a
Yep.
group, you meet each other in a tavern, there's some shenanigans, someone draws a death card and you all end up finding your own deaths. And then hey, like who else in the world has had that experience? That's
Yeah.
how you form lifelong friendships.
I just also imagine that, you know, you draw the card and Death just walks in and just like looks at everybody like you don't. I'm here for him.
See, I imagine Death coming in like Scrappy Doo, who's just like, "You're gonna fight me now! Nobody get in here! This is just my fight!"
Again, we play very different games, Trevor. Yeah.
Your tone.
So Ryan Hayden has possibly my favorite question I've ever seen on the show. Can the deck of many things be cursed?
I mean, I feel the implication is
It's just, I mean, in a way
it's
it
already
is
not cursed.
but is there a way to magically curse it? I would call something like the deck of oh no.
Just go through and advance and take out all the good cards. Yeah.
Oh, I kind of enjoy the idea of, and there would be ways that would undo it, but the kind of chaos villain that would be like, okay, it's cursed, so that you have to keep drawing. Every hour you have to draw another card, and I'm gonna watch this go down. And then they're really disappointed when you pull that void card early, or the dungeon.
Yeah.
Dylan came in with a thing about death. It says, I imagine death coming in with a cloak, but then tearing it off like Boomy from Avatar and being the super giant jack warrior.
Exactly. Like he just seems so goofy, and then it's just like,
I have arrived.
I love Boomy so much.
Something really witty says, can wish be counterspelled?
Yep.
Oh.
See, but you'd have to roll it. I mean, because it's a high enough level that it would be an opposed roll, but it's a magical effect. Yeah.
So I have complicated feelings about counterspell because whenever I use it, it just, I don't know, it doesn't feel exciting.
I know.
It's sort of just like shut it down. But it happens,
Shut
right?
it
And
down.
sometimes that's the right time to do it. But
Shut
I feel like
it
if I
down.
managed to counterspell wish, then it would feel good. That would feel really good.
You want me to tell you what counterspell was meant for? It's for DMs to use when the players are trying to res someone else. I've counterspelled.
Okay, listen, you and
Resurrection.
Justice Armin can go party with Satan anytime. You
I've-
don't have to bring that here.
I've counterspelled, mass heal, like any clutch thing, like we're gonna make it. It's like you are not.
I will say I have gotten to use counterspell in an epic way once as a bard, but it was in Pathfinder. But someone was going to cast Miracle, the bad guy was, and I cast counterspell and rolled a nat 20, and just I was like, my bard looks at him, extends his hand, snaps, and stops it.
Mm-hmm. I'm Iron Man.
Yes.
Yep.
Actually, it's before that too.
That was your I'm inevitable. I am Iron Man. That was your moment. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. Mhm.
Let's see. Ryan Hayden comes back and says, was a wish spell the reason for the plane of ice cream and milkshakes to exist?
I mean, it still could be, I mean, if I were to just get my hands on one of those, that might be what Freely would wish for. To finally get to visit the plane of ice cream and milkshakes. Yeah.
You have like your own door, your own portal to it.
Right.
Anytime.
Exactly. Yeah, he probably wouldn't specify the fact that he needs to be able to leave afterwards. And so it turns, and just stuck there, and you could come back in a few years, and there'd just be like a 600-pound Freely, just like with little like full Varuk assault,
like the episode of Futurama where Bender became human.
yeah. Mhm.
Yes.
I have to read this one from chat. The Dapper Rogue says, after the comment from B-Dave, I think B-Dave needs to be worshipped as Tiamat. Where's the cult of B-Dave at?
If you have to ask this question, maybe you're the one that needs to start it.
They'll you don't contact them, their people will contact you.
I'm just saying, I give boons, I'm taking applications for clerics, warlocks, paladins.
Oh my god, B-Dave.
All of it.
If I'm ever in a live show, the outside of Mars, because I gotta play Garlock, I'm gonna make a warlock that you're my patron.
Sold. Done.
TTRPG Gifts says, speaking of Garlock, what would Garlock wish for? Garlock, there's a word. Garlock, I think, actually would wish for everyone to be his friend.
Aww.
But I'm now thinking of the ways that would be hilarious, where his party gets to a Sirach. He's like, Garlock, my buddy!
Yeah. And not
Sorry,
all
I gotta kill
friendship
you.
Not all friendship is healthy. You know what I mean?
Right?
It's like, you're my friend and my friend alone.
I imagine them coming into a room, and there's two giant monsters that are like the brothers in My Big Fat Greek Wedding, where they're like, Garlock, we're gonna kill ya!
Like, we're friends, right? If we're friends, then you need to take out the rest of this party. Or our friendship means nothing to you? You mean girl Azarac.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, yeah, that's true. It doesn't say how that friendship would go. It's like,
Yeah, it doesn't have to go well. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Okay, I've read once, and I feel like this is contrary to the spirit of the spell, honestly.
Mhm.
But it was like, if you charm the bad guy, because all charm does is make them regard you as a friend.
Mhm.
But it was like, but if they're a sociopath, they have no concept of this. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm still going to kill you because I still have my plan. But okay. I mean, which to me, I think is a little garbage. You know what I mean? Like, you land charm on them and they're like, yeah, but I don't have feelings. So finger death.
You're like, yeah, we're friends. I murder my friends too when they're in my way.
Sucks. Yeah. Because we're friends, you get a chance to join me.
Yep.
Sure? No? Okay. Finger death. That I could see. You know what I mean? Where you're all like, okay, so wait a minute. There may be a way out of this for you. Yeah.
Like that.
Dylan says that if he was running that game for Garlock, he says, I'd just turned Garlock into Penelope then.
Oh.
I like that.
I'm like, except Penelope has also been an evil goddess. Let us not forget.
Yep.
There's a non-zero chance she's been an evil goddess the entire time, by the way. Every time Freely regains this awareness temporarily, she never confirms or denies it, and then we have to do something else, that I'm like,
So we're running low on time because this is the day of streaming. Well, the next 3 days are. So we do need to get out of here on time. But there's a question here that I think might be fun to put in our back pocket and maybe answer the beginning of next week's episode. Cassius335 says, question: if you could each design a card for the deck of many things, what would it do? And I think that could be a fun one to come back with.
Yeah,
so we'll put our thinking caps on over the next week.
Yeah.
Or we might forget. So remind us next week in chat.
Yeah, ask at the top of the show next week, you guys. Yeah,
first thing, put it in there. Yeah.
Because I got some thoughts.
Yep. But that is going to do it for this week's lore. Erin, B-Dave, where can people find you and what awesome things are you working on?
You can find me with these guys talking about writing on our podcast, talking about dragons and shit, where all fine podcasts can be downloaded. New episode comes out today. Yes. You can also catch me at 6:30 p.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/Scrawlers every Wednesday, where I play Cecilia, who is definitely not a warlock.
Absolutely not.
Just today, we're doing the second half of our murder mystery one-shot run by the wonderful Yang Yang Wang. So see if we can stop bickering and eating hors d'oeuvres and find out who just killed that rich guy. I guess it's important.
If she'd like to become a warlock, I am in fact accepting applications.
Noted.
Writing about dragons and shit with these wonderful people. Tuesdays, Heroes of the Plains. Thursdays, Black Dice Society, 4 p.m. D&D Twitch and YouTube. Was all over D&D Live. If you didn't get to see it, the VODs are up on D&D's Twitch.
Ran and played in some ridiculous games.
Hosted and ran and played. I did a significant amount of dungeoning and additionally dragoning. And also I want you guys to know, because I am who I am.
He's getting up. Oh god, is he gonna be the GC boy? No.
No.
Oh, it's a purple worm.
So much swag.
Fancy.
The Xanathar pop, the purple worm.
Oh, you got the Xanathar pop. I'm
I'm
gonna show off mine too. I got the Strahd pop.
Yep.
Very nice.
Yep. And he came with possibly my favorite D20 ever, because it's got the D&D logo for the 20, but then for the 1, it is a skull.
I have no idea what's on the other side of the Xanathar die, because I don't intend
It's probably the skull as well.
Yeah,
I'm super jelly about that Xanathar pop. Oh my god. But yeah, so that's good stuff.
Yeah, that's what I do. Follow me on the tweetagrams at @BDaveWalters. Oh yeah, Gary Con this weekend. We'll be playing on Sunday.
Yes.
Wait, is that this Sunday? No, we're not playing. Is it? Yes. Gary Con is this Sunday.
Follow him on the tweetagrams. You'll find out.
Follow me on the Twitter. You'll know when I know. I'm sure I'll post about it.
Exactly. You can find me on the Difficulty Class podcast every Friday, like my shirt says there, except for the Friday part. Should probably put that on there. You can also find me on Twitter at the Treavor. There's an A hiding in there. And you can also find me soon on anywhere Idle Champions is available. If you see Idle Champions, I will probably be there. So we'll have fun, get chess codes and stuff. It'll be great. Thank you to Sasha for moderating in the chat. Did a fantastic job. And thank you to Codename Entertainment for letting us have some fun, talk about some D&D. Let's talk about what else is going on for the rest of the day. So this is coming to an end. Immediately afterwards is Bardic Inspiration Live and the update for Midsummer with Ellywick comes out. Then at 1 p.m., Mars's Guiding Hand. 3 p.m., the Sketching Hour with Lauren Urban and some of the fantastic artists for Idle Champions. And then at 4 p.m., I will be back with Storyteller Mars for Storyteller Mars Presents. We're doing part 2 of the adventure that we started last week. So it'll be Mars, Garwar, Ali Deichman, Robo-Goblin, and myself. And we're going to explore the sewer and fight the thing and why are there's exploding robo-goblins, and robo-goblin is not one of them, but there are robo-goblins who are exploding, so we're gonna find out what's going on with that. Garwar is correcting me. This one is called One Man's Treasure. Last week it was called One Man's Trash, so I like it. But yeah, that is going to do it for this week. So until next week, Champions out.